Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm here in Pet Simulator 99 and I'm going to be going over the best ways to get your first huge pet fast inside of Pet Simulator 99. Now most of these will actually be free to play methods that you can do without any Robux or any game passes, but we're going to go and hop straight into it with the first one. Now if you probably play the game a lot, you probably know that AFKing is a very good way to make a lot of gems. And either you can AFK or you can just haven't been playing very long. Now, I will be going into that first. I do know that this can be increased with game passes. Don't get me wrong at all. However, it is still possible free to play. So I'm going to go into some with that first. So AFK in the game makes you a ton. Most of the stuff you see behind me is from AFK in the game and selling the stuff I get. So basically, of course, having game passes does help. I'm not saying you could get this team free to play. However, what I am saying is that you can do pretty good with just AFK in the game being free to play, especially these events. So right now there's a color battle event, but you don't need the color battle event in general to make a lot of gems. If there's any event happening in the game, most of the time there will be an event. Pet Simulator, they like to do them literally like 2 out of every 3 weeks there's an event. So just keep that in mind. Check the game. If there's an event, go ahead and play it, because that is actually always the best way to make gems from just in-game real features. Obviously there's plenty of other ways, which I'll go into this video too, but so with events, there's just so much different stuff that you can do to like sell. For example, in this event, there's actually not very many ways to make gems in this event. However, the main one I think is from the gift bags you get literally just for AFK in the game. I mean, technically you could just log in every single like 5 minutes before the countdown ends and get your little bucket. But literally all you do is craft these gifts, you sell them for 140k, and then you make a lot of gems. Now most people like to hold on to these until after the events are gone, because they usually go up a little bit, then sell them, and you can make a ton of gems that way, which usually leads you to buying your first huge pet. Now I know there's also incredibly amazing events, for example the RNG event. Also, real quickly, congratulations to this person for winning the huge happy computer from my last video. The huge pet I will be giving for this video will be a golden huge sorcerer bear. So if you want to enter that, all you have to do is type your Roblox username in the comment section down below. You also have to be subscribed and have liked that video, and if you have, I will choose someone in my next video to give that huge pet to. Anyways, back to the video. The RNG event allowed you to get tons of huges. I know people who had never had a huge in their life, and after the event had 10 huge pets because of how amazing the event was. So if you get it, if you're playing an event like that, then it definitely helps a lot. But I know plenty of you cannot AFK or like that. So I'll be going into some other ways. Now, some of the stuff that I do think is underrated that seems like common sense, stuff like the Daycare. Now, the exclusive Daycare is obviously amazing, but if you're watching this, you probably don't have enough huges to exactly use the exclusive Daycare. So, but the normal Daycare is just as good. So you won't be able to have 55 if you don't have that game pass for it. I'm pretty sure the most you can have is, I want to say either 30 or 40, but no matter what it is, that is still a decent amount of gems every single time. I'm pretty sure it can be anywhere from like 50k to like 500k or something. That's still gems. That's the thing. Now, it might not seem like a lot, but if you claim that every single 12 hours, I think it is with leaving the game, I think it's every 12 hours, 6 hours, or I don't know, because I have my mastery max, so it's different. But if you, let's say you can't AFK the game, but you claim your Daycare every time it's possible, that's still that adds up. The gems add up, because that's a lot of gems every day. Now I can't say a specific amount because it's a random amount every time. I usually get around 300 to 500,000, but I also have 55 pets, so base that off of however many pets you have in it, and that's 300 to 500,000 every time I claim it. So Daycare is definitely really good. Now here's some other things. Now if you are good at the game and you just don't have a lot of huges, now what I mean is mastery wise. So let's say you have some of these masteries maxed, but you don't have many huges. You can definitely make a lot of gems just by having masteries max. For example, mastery like the gifts one. If you have this level 99, you can make a ton of gems just off of opening mini chests. So I have 16.8 million gems. Let me make sure I have an auto clicker going. If I open 61 rainbow mini chests, my gems will go from 16 million to 50 million. And then if I open 8 million worth of these, I don't know, I feel like it's just a random amount, but this will put me all the way up to 60.3 million gems. So I just gained a little bit of gems right there. So it's really good if you have masteries max to make a lot of gems. Even the key mastery, I'm still trying to get that max. That's the last one I need to get max. but stuff like that definitely helps. Now, as far as the best huge pets to actually buy, there's this one Discord server that I use personally that shows me the cheapest huges in the game. If you're too lazy like me to go through every, I don't know how many huges are even in the game right now. There is 383 huge pets right now. If you're too lazy to do that like me, just head on over. So there's this Discord server right here. It's called PS99 Wrap. I don't know if they have a special invite link. Let me check. Never. It doesn't look like they do. If you want to paste that into your thing or not, too lazy to put in the description. But they have a huge updates channel right here where basically it shows the top 5. So when I'm recording this video, the top 5 cheapest huges right now, the number 1 is the huge Punksky for 36 million gems. Now, here's what I would recommend though. If you're buying your first huge, notice how a golden huge pet is only 4 million more gems. Golden huge pets, I mean, it really depends on what you're going for. If you're going for more damage, you want to get more gems, more coins, more damage when breaking stuff, it might actually be better for you to buy this huge bison golden because it's only 4 million gems more and it does more damage and it'll get you more loot than the huge Punksky would. However, if you're not necessarily going for that more of value, I would definitely recommend something like the Abyssal Jellyfish or the huge Nuclear Wild Dog for the reason that these first 3 right here and these goldens, these first 2 goldens are active huges, which what that means is they will always be in the game able to get hatchable. So no matter how long this game is for, but Adam, one of the developers, confirmed that these will always be inside of the game. So they just get a little bit harder every time new active huge pets release, but they'll still always be in the game. So that means that the value of them will go down. I mean, it could still go up if like inflation happens, but you have a higher chance of gaining more value from something like the Abyssal Jellyfish, which I'm actually really confused with why this is cheaper than the Nuclear Wild Dog. Definitely get the Abyssal Jellyfish right now, because this is a lot rarer than the Nuclear Wild Dog and even some of the other stuff. So I think, yeah, definitely buy that Abyssal Jellyfish. I don't know why it's so low. And for goldens, I would recommend buying this golden huge Nuclear Wild Dog because it is only 200,000 more gems and this one is no longer obtainable, whereas these first 2 are. But that is just a personal preference I enjoy doing. For example, if we look at my team right here, which, sorry, I don't know what's happened with my screen. You've noticed that most of the rainbow huges I have, I'm trying to get a full rainbow team. Most of them are no longer obtainable. Some of them are, like for example, if I hatch a rainbow active huge, I'm still going to put on my team. I mean, come on. But when I actually buy a huge pet, I make sure to buy one that is no longer in the game. That's still very, very cheap. Now, something I definitely do not recommend doing that I did want to get out of the way real quick is begging for stuff. Now, I don't care how poor you are. If you just started the game, begging for stuff in like people's DMs is just so, it's really, really annoying. And most of the time it doesn't work. If it does work, then it's just so annoying for everyone else. And there's no point in doing it. If you really need something, then you should just try to get it yourself and work for it. Or you can enter giveaways. For example, if someone is giving something, then obviously ask for or enter it, do whatever. Like when I do my giveaways, you either have to click a button in my Discord server where I do huge pet giveaways every other day, link in the description, little promotion right there. But like if you're just going up to like one of the richest people in the game and DMing them, they're not just going to give you something because they got the richest by trading. They need all their stuff for trading. So there's obviously the small, chance that something might happen if they're feeling that way. But most of the time, people just don't give stuff anymore just because of how many people beg in their DMs. I probably get around 30 DMs a day of just people asking for free things in my DMs. And I'm not even like really rich. I'm rich, but like compared to a lot of people in the game, I'm not that rich. Now, another tip I have, if you've watched some of my other videos, you probably already know about this. I just wanted to also say here too, if you ever get event gifts, like let's say you're playing this new color battle event or the rave event or anything that had an event gift, do not open the gifts because opening the gifts is the best way to lose tons of gems. Now, here's the thing. Yes, you could get lucky and make gems. However, I have experience. I've opened probably I've probably opened around 100,000 event gifts total. Good gifts carried that a lot, but I've opened so many gifts and I have only made profit on a couple of those gifts. Now, I'm not maybe not even a couple, maybe one of them or two of them at most. And it's just really not worth it. I could have easily sold all of those gifts and gotten way more gems. I only really do it because either I really wanted to or I were doing it for a video. So anything like that. But I just don't recommend it, especially if you don't have your first huge. You have way better priorities in the game than trying to hatch it. Just if you get a whole bunch of event gifts, let's say you have enough event gifts to where you could hatch the huge. It's probably, if you were to sell those, you'd be able to get that huge and then maybe a little bit of something else. So it's just better to sell stuff, sell event gifts. Usually you want to do it either after an event or in the first few days of an event, because usually right in the middle or towards the end is when it's like the least expensive or the cheapest, so you won't get as much gems for it. But yeah, I recommend if you have event gifts, sell them, sell them, sell them, sell them. Don't open them. Now, if your keys mastery, I also wanted to say this real quick. If your keys mastery is not very high, I do not recommend buying keys and opening chests, because it's really, you don't have, I mean, you used to have a really high chance to get the huge. It used to actually be the best way to get your first huge or just a lot of gems. However, now that is no longer the case because they made it a lot harder. So it's just not worth it to spend your keys. I'd rather you sell them. Now, if you're able to AFK the game, something I recommend doing that a lot of people don't do also is hatch while you're AFK. You don't need any game passes to be able to farm your pets and hatch at the same time. If I go to the best world right now, they recently increased the hatching range to where, all right, let's say I don't have auto farm. My auto farm is off, so my pets are here. If I go out of the zone, they're not. Well, let's say, all right, I'm going to start auto hatching. So auto hatch is on. If I go over here, I'm in the zone, so my pets are hatching, and I'm still auto opening eggs. So you do not actually need the Pets Master Game Pass anymore for hatching at the same time. So you can stand here while you open. It's just so much, it's so good to hatch, because not you can have the chance to get a active huge. You could also get an event huge if it's like, for example, there's like a huge kawaii right there thingy that, you know, I could get. It's really rare, but the active huges especially, definitely a great way to get your first huge if you AFK the game a lot and can do that. Even just selling the stat pets. When an update first comes out, people overpay a ton for the stat pets to get the best stat pet right away, but you don't even need to sell the best stat pet. Just get to the final zone, open this egg a whole bunch, and then sell those stat pets, and you can also make quite a bit of gems just doing that. Now, if you enjoy trading and are just wanting to get into trading for your first time, I don't have too many tips exactly for that because I'm not the best trader. I usually just sell stuff. However, server I definitely recommend is that one I was looking at earlier, which not only does it have the cheapest huge pets in the game. Now, I know that isn't always the case. You don't always just want the cheapest huges. It also has the inflated items in the game. So right now, for example, it says the shiny huge chroma unicorn is 3.45 billion, which is not true. That's obviously inflated. They also have deflated items, which can be good if you're trying to buy a huge pet. Now, however, this may also be just an inflated item going back to normal, so you might want to be a little careful on that one. They also just have exclusive updates, I think. So these are the cheapest exclusives in the game. If you're first getting into, can't buy afford huges, but you want to get some exclusive or something. So they have all of that stuff. So that is definitely really nice right there. You can also, if you join my Discord server, make a ticket in the support. Just go right here and I will send you a link to the server. Just ask, hey, can I have a link to that Discord server you showed in your how to get huge pets video or something like that. But anyways, though, I do think that is going to be all my tips. The only other thing I would really recommend is make sure to tell something if the game is inflated or deflation is happening. So right now, for example, it's starting to stabilize out again. There was a major deflation and stuff is still really, really low. So I'd still say it's a little bit of a deflation. So it is a good time to buy stuff. However, you want to be careful if stuff is really inflated. A great way to do this is the Pet Simulator, a Pet Simulator website. So Big Games does have two websites. They have the normal Big Games website, and they also have this other website. So let me go ahead and switch over and show you guys this website too real quick. So right here, I'm on the official, I guess this is the Big Games, so you can check the economy right here. So right now, I guess these two are not loading, but if you look right here, you can basically see how the economy is going. So I don't know, over here we have the value. So the total value in the game is obviously increasing, which means that deflation is no longer happening. Prices are starting to go back up. However, they're still lower than what they used to be. I don't know how far out I can have this go. Let me just zoom. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. So when you look at it like this, it doesn't actually look like, I guess since the game first came out, but you can clearly see, like, for example, right here on June 13th, the game had a massive deflation. Then stuff went up. There was major inflation here. Stuff started going down a little bit. You can see right there. So that is definitely a great way to check. This website is called db.biggames.io/economy. You can see it up there in the top right there. But hopefully any of this stuff helped you. If it did, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it a ton. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing rest of your day, everybody. Goodbye.